Hey everybody, how's it going? Pancheezey here coming at you real quick with something I am crazy amped to be talking about, and that is this Captain Ginyu figure, our first foray into third party for Dragon Ball SH Figuarts by Demoniacal Fit. Let's do it. Ginyu! So, like I was saying, this is our first real foray into a third-party SH Figuarts inspired Dragon Ball line, and they came out swinging, man. This looks so good. Even down to the box, it looks exactly like a SH Figuarts box. They're not playing around, man. So here we have the front of the box, really nice window, cool portraits going on. They're continued onto the side here, as well as the top and the bottom here too. On the other side, you got Special Force Captain right here in standard SH Figuarts style. And finally on the back of the box, you can see him displayed in a number of classic Ginyu poses, as well as teasing Jace right here. And not only are they seen teasing Jace on the back of the box right here, but there are plans to do the entire force. There's already prototypes for Jace and Guldo out right now, so hopefully in the near future we'll get the entire force in figure form. And all in all, they definitely knocked it out of the park with the packaging. It fits in perfectly with the new SH Figuarts box styles, so that whenever you buy this figure, he fits in perfectly with your collection. It's almost as if he did a body change with the box. God, that was such a bad joke. Anyway, let's go ahead and crack this guy open and see what's up. Woo, nice portrait. Woo. Whoa, this guy is hefty. So before we go ahead and get into the real nitty-gritty of the review, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Are his joints loose? Kind of. For the most part, mine is fine. His legs, a lot of reviewers, a lot of people who got him in hand have said his legs are mad loose. Mine are loose a little bit, not as nuts as some of those other guys. I've gotten him into a couple of poses, left him in those poses for a while, and his legs have not gotten any looser. But I will say that his arms are the real hot button for me right here, because his arms are a little loose, just in that butterfly joint right there. But it's not a lost cause. You could take this figure apart, hit those joints with a little bit of glue, a little bit of pledge, and you can tighten these joints right up. Michael Wisman, again, the man, the myth, took to the internet airwaves merely moments after getting his Ginyu, saying that he tightened up his joints and it is totally fine. So if your Ginyu does come with crazy loose joints, there is hope for you. You don't have to throw them away. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk accessories. And they pretty much packed it in with accessories with this guy. By default, he comes with 2 fists, as well as a plain neutral face with a scouter. And when it comes to faces, or should I say heads, he actually comes with 4 heads. Stupid joke. What I'm trying to say is he comes with 4 separate heads. He comes with 2 screaming heads and 2 smirking heads. The difference between the 2 being that one set has a scouter and one set does not, which I actually really like. Now, they could have gone the Scouter Vegeta route where they molded the scouter to fit over his ear, but that would have left a hole where the scouter is supposed to plug into on the other side of the ear. And that really wouldn't have worked with Ginyu's sculpt. And on top of that, the scouters are actually removable, meaning you get 3 free scouters that you can use for props. Moving on to hands, like I said, defaulted he comes with these 2 fists, and then he comes with the longest fingers I have ever seen on any of these figures. His 2 open palms, his fingers have like 17 knuckles. What is happening? That's carried right along to his karate chopping hands right here, and are most criminally displayed in his pointing fingers right here. This guy is on some real ET phone home type of stuff. In your phone home. Stupid. But the good news is, once you get him in a pose, once you get him in a display, you don't really notice it. It's just looking at him head on, they look kind of funky, a little weird. But once they're on the body, totally fine. Speaking of the body, let's go ahead and get right into posing. Like our man Ginyu said, a Ginyu can't make it on brute strength alone.
A Ginyu must be able to showcase his grandeur and fabulous strength in a variety of poses.
So his head can look up this much. It can look, oh boy. It can look down not much at all, and that definitely has a lot to do with his neck not being crazy articulated. Now, it definitely feels like there is a traditional SH Figuarts bottom neck joint under there. It's just crazy stiff. The side pieces of his battle armor can lift up just like Nappa and Scouter Vegeta. He's got a butterfly joint right here, but it is a little bit hindered just by the design of his battle armor chest piece right here. You got a nice bicep swivel going on, double jointed elbows that get you a little bit over 90 degrees, and you can turn his wrist all the way around as well as hinge it. His torso is actually crazy because you can pull it up a lot. Yo, look at this thing right here. And while it looks crazy weird right here, that just means that you can get a lot of movement out of here. His crunch, literally 90 degrees. Unbelievable. And even though it does leave a crazy gap, depending on how you shoot it and the angle you shoot it at, you probably won't even see it. Just like the top pieces of the battle armor, the bottom pieces are hinged as well. You get a nice swivel right here. Coming down to his legs, you can get him kicking up this much. I've also noticed that a lot of people are afraid to really get this articulation as spread right here, and it's just basically hindered a little bit by his little Ginyu undies right here. And all you really have to do is kind of finagle this joint, as well as take advantage of this thigh swivel right here, and based on your positioning, you can get him to spread out a lot more and really take advantage of that joint right there. You got double jointed knees right here. The ankle can go all the way around, not that deep of a pivot though, unfortunately, and you have toe articulation right here. Okay, sliding right into scale real quick. Here he is scaled next to some Dragon Ball SH Figuarts, and he scales really well. Depending on which source material you're trying to look at, he might look a little out of scale. I know in Dragon Ball FighterZ, he's scaled down a little bit, and he can always change in the anime. But when it comes to the original manga by Akira Toriyama, he looks like he's scaled perfectly with the rest of this line. Or at least Goku. Him being the same size as Nappa, but a little bit shorter than Broly gives me hope for the rest of the Ginyu Force too. With any luck, Birdo will probably be a little bit taller than Broly, Raccoon will be the same size as Broly, Jace will be the same size as Goku, and worst case scenario, Guldo will be the same size as Krillin. But as long as I get a full Ginyu Force, I am okay, no matter what. Next up, we got him scaled next to some other lines right here, and he works pretty well here too. Considering Ginyu is basically a gag character, I can definitely see him in a lot of different comedy displays in the near future with a lot of different artists around the community, and thanks to his scale, he'll fit right in. So at the end of the day, I definitely think you should make moves on this figure, no doubt. And I say that even with its issues in mind. Don't forget that SH Figuarts themselves put out figures with issues. And honestly, if minor pain apps, a weird looking gauntlet here or there, and some loose legs are all it takes to keep you away from a literal Captain Ginyu figure, one of the most incredible and underappreciated characters in the Dragon Ball roster, then again, I don't know how you're buying mainline SH Figuarts in the first place. I love them. It's my favorite line, but there are some missteps. That being said, I don't want to sound completely biased. I'm fully aware that this figure has its faults. Considering that you're paying full price for a third-party figure, you should expect to have the full price experience, meaning that you don't have to deal with any of the issues that I talked about in this video so far. But again, when it comes to me personally, I'm able to overlook that. And like I said earlier, if you want to fix those loose joints, it's super easy. All you gotta do is hit those loose joints with a little bit of pledge, and that should work out. If you want to go ahead and go the extra mile, you can take the figure apart and hit the pegs with a little bit of super glue. What the super glue and pledge basically does is thicken the pegs up so it catches that peg hole a little bit more, making it tighter. But if you don't want to use the super glue or pledge method, there's still another option for you. Since all we're really doing is thickening that peg, you can actually just wedge a little bit of material between the peg and peg hole. I personally just put some paper in between and it worked out just fine. The bottom line is, again, they completely knocked it out of the park. For a third party's first foray into this new territory, there's only room to grow. And with their first entry being this solid, that's nothing but good news. So the short version is basically, I love this figure, and if you decide to pick it up, I'm pretty sure you will too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you guys dug this review, I got a whole bunch of other reviews on this channel. And if you guys like the displays you saw throughout this review, I have a whole show dedicated to posing figures and doing displays called Posing Ain't Easy, and you can check it out on this channel too. Again, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Thank you for supporting my content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye. Shit. Still filming, huh?